Today, let's look at one of the greatest journeys in the Bible, a story of God's power, human weakness, and his amazing faithfulness. The Israelites had been slaves in Egypt for about 400 years. They cried out to God, and God heard them. He chose Moses to lead them out of slavery. Through the 10 plagues, God showed Pharaoh his power. Finally, Pharaoh let the Israelites go. As they left Egypt, they came to the Red Sea. Pharaoh changed his mind and chased after them with his army. The Israelites were terrified, but God told Moses to stretch out his staff. The sea parted, and the Israelites walked through on dry ground. When the Egyptian army followed, the waters returned and destroyed them. God had miraculously saved his people. God then led them through the wilderness toward the Promised Land of Canaan. The journey could have taken only a few weeks, but the Israelites often complained and rebelled against God. When they were thirsty, they complained instead of trusting God. God lovingly gave them water from a rock. When they were hungry, they complained again, saying they wished they had stayed in Egypt. Even after freeing them from slavery, they forgot God's goodness. Yet God provided manna, bread from heaven, every morning, and quail for meat in the evening. At Mount Sinai, God gave them the 10 Commandments. But while Moses was on the mountain, the people made a golden calf and worshipped it instead of the God who had rescued them. Even after this serious sin, God forgave them when Moses interceded for them. The greatest rebellion came when they reached the border of Canaan. Moses sent 12 spies to explore the land. 10 spies returned with fear, saying the people there were too strong and the cities too fortified. Only Joshua and Caleb trusted God's promise and believed Israel could take the land. Instead of believing God, the Israelites listened to the fearful report. They complained, wanted to return to Egypt, and even talked about choosing another leader. Their lack of faith grieved God. Because of this unbelief, God declared that the adult generation who had refused to trust him would not enter the Promised Land. Instead of a short journey, they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years, until that generation had passed away. Only Joshua, Caleb, and the younger generation would enter Canaan. But even during those 40 years, God never abandoned his people. He continued to care for them every day. He fed them with manna. He gave them water in the desert. Their clothes and sandals did not wear out. He guided them by a pillar of cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night. He protected them from their enemies and remained faithful to his covenant. Finally, after Moses died, God appointed Joshua as the new leader. Joshua led the Israelites across the Jordan River into the Promised Land, where God fulfilled his promise to Abraham. Lesson: this story teaches us that unbelief and constant complaining can delay God's blessings, but they cannot cancel God's faithfulness. The Israelites' rebellion turned a journey of weeks into 40 years, yet God still provided for them every single day. He remained faithful even when his people were unfaithful. Key verse: the Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hands. These 40 years the Lord your God has been with you, and you have not lacked anything. Deuteronomy 2 verse 7, NIV. Main takeaway: trust God even when the path is difficult. Complaining and unbelief delay progress, but God continues to care for those who belong to him. If you're blessed by this message today, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Help us spread God's love and his powerful word to more people around the world. Stay connected for more inspiring Bible messages, gospel stories, and faith-filled content. May God bless you and your family abundantly. Amen.